Hi guys. I've been trying to get into this video for like 20 minutes now. I'm having a really hard time with the intro, so I'm just gonna jump right into it. If you are new, welcome. Thank you for joining me. I hope you enjoy listening to me talk a little bit about my stitching. If you're returning, thank you so much for coming back. I really appreciate you guys, and I love all the comments, and it's been nice getting to know you guys via YouTube. I'm not feeling so well today, but this is probably the only day before Christmas I'll get a chance to record, so I'm going to try and struggle through it. I apologize in advance if there's any crazy cuts, because if I have to blow my nose or something. There's some sort of cold flu thing going around my department at work, and I think I'm on the tail end of it. Yesterday I was supposed to go to the Needleworkers Delight holiday party, but I just wasn't feeling well enough to get out of bed, and I also didn't want to be that person who brought the flu to the party. So I stayed home to rest. Very jealous of all of those of you guys who got to go. I hope you had a blast. I hope you bought all the things. Okay, so it is Sunday, December 10th. Did I say that already? Well, it is. And December is the best month of the year because it is my birthday month. I mean, it's also Christmas and Hanukkah and New Year's and all those fun things, but mostly it's my birthday. And on Friday, I'm turning 30, the big 3-0, which is exciting and not as scary as I thought it was going to be. But in celebration of 30, I have been starting all the things. So I have a lot of new starts to show you guys. And yeah, I've been stitching what I want. So November was great. We had a great visit with my mom. It was so nice to see her and just have her in our home and sit and talk. We did a little bit of sightseeing. We did a lot of eating turkey at my in-laws' house. We did a little bit of Black Friday shopping, not too much, but that was fun. And it's kind of been go, go, go ever since she left. We've been crazy busy at work, and so we haven't really gotten in the Christmas spirit here. I don't think, we haven't done any Christmas decorating, and we might not do any at all this year because we're going to be out of town for Christmas, so we're definitely not going to get a tree. We work until the 22nd, and then both of us and them were leaving early in the morning on the 23rd to go up north for Christmas, so I think things are going to be pretty hectic until January 2nd after the new year. So we'll see how much stitching gets done between now and then, but I'm going to try and carve out some time here and there. Okay, so let's talk about finishes. So I have two FFOs to show you. I got my mushrooms framed. This turned out okay. Sorry for the glare. You know, the frame is a little too small for the design. It's just a cheap, I think I got it for like $3 at Home Goods. And I think I got it with a gift card, so it was free. But the frame's a little too small, and I used one of those sticky boards. So it's a little crooked, which, speaking of, I'm not going to use those, I don't think, anymore. Both times I've used them, I found them kind of hard to work with. So anyway, but I'm happy enough with it, you know? Want to see the back? Right? Fabric sticking out. It's crazy. It's alright. Nobody looks at the back of a frame. But I'm happy with it. It hangs in our kitchen over our coffee pot, so I can look at it every morning and sympathize with my mushroom friend. I also framed the bees. I also got this frame at Home Goods for really cheap, and I think I also had a gift card, so I think I got it for free. But yeah, I'm super happy with how this turned out. I did this myself, and it's a little crooked on the bottom. My signature is a little cut off, but overall, I'm happy with it. It's really nice to see it on the wall, all finished. And I think the frame color goes well with the floss color there. So I laced this, and as I was lacing this up, which lacing takes forever, and as I was doing it, I was watching Flosstube, and I was watching one of Nicola Parkman's videos, and she showed a picture of her lacing, and of course it was done like so perfectly, beautifully, like evenly spaced all the way across the top and the sides. It looked like it had been done by a machine, you know, kind of. And then I looked down at my hot mess of a lacing job that was like all over the place, and had a little chuckle to myself, you know. But I think this is only the second or third time I've laced anything, so it took a really long time. I have a couple other projects that are ready for framing that I had actually washed, and I have bought frames for, but by the time I got done framing that guy, it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I had just about enough of framing anything. But I'm glad I got them up on my wall. And then I had one major finish in November, which was the Dungeons & Dragons wedding present I was working on for our friends. This is stitched 2/2 on 32 count, Picture This Plus Legacy, Lugana. And I'm pretty happy with how this turned out. This was a mashup of a couple Etsy patterns I purchased and then modified. I redid the text here like 4 times, trying to get it centered and look nice. It's not perfect, but I'm fairly happy with how it turned out. I think if this was something that was going to hang on my wall, I would redo the numbers here on the die. They're not great, but since it's a gift, and like, it would drive me crazy to look at that every day. Ooh, my hair. It would drive me crazy to look at that every day, probably, but I think they'll be fine with it since they don't stitch. And I don't know. Considering I was completely winging it the whole way with no plan, it turned out, I think, it turned out pretty well, and I'm happy with it. So, and I have a whole second half, oops, I have a whole, like, more than half of the fabric left to do something else with, which is great. So I got to get that framed before Christmas. And then I also finished my November ATC. The theme was movies. I've already mailed that off to my partner, and she's received it. I was mailing to Heather, the Imperfectly Perfect Stitcher. I'll link her below. So she's already received that, so I'll insert a picture here of what it looks like. I realized after that I think I was supposed to pick a character from a movie instead of doing just something vaguely movie themed, but that didn't really occur to me. I just pulled the camera and the slate pattern from the Clouds Factory Woman in History Marilyn Monroe block, and then I incorporated an owl because Heather likes owls, and she talks about them on her video, or she has talked about them. Like, she stitches owls a lot in her videos, a lot-ish. She has a couple owl patterns, and she says she likes owls. So, so I wanted to throw an owl in there. So I don't know. I guess I kind of cheated, maybe, not really. But it turned out pretty cute, I think. Even though that owl is failing like super hard at slating for the camera, but whatever. So I'm all over the place today. This video is gonna have so many cuts. I'm so sorry. My head is not in the game. So whips. In terms of whips, I only really worked on 2 things because I was doing so many starts. The first thing I worked on was my parlor treats. I'm working on this one right here. This is from the February 2017 issue of Just Cross Stitch magazine. I'm stitching this 2/2 on Petite Point Belfast linen in the blue color from Swigart. And, you know, I did a little bit more of the glass and started the bottom here. It's coming along. Stitching the brown gets a little boring. These long like stretches of colors gets a little boring. So I can really only do like a little bit at a time on this before I have to switch out. I think it'll be much more interesting when I get into the, when I start getting into the ice cream part at the top here. But anyway, so that's coming along. And then the only other thing I really worked on was my Hade. That goes Calibus. Every time I say it, I'm like, am I pronouncing that right? Somebody who knows Latin, please tell me how I'm supposed to pronounce this so I can stop sounding like an idiot in every video. But this is what it's gonna look like finished. Artwork by Stephen Paul Carlson. I'll insert a picture of where you guys saw it last. And then this is where I'm at now. Still on the rods, sorry. So, I've worked down his nose a little here, and then I also filled in a little up here. It's kind of exciting that you can now sort of see, I think you can see that it's a horse. I don't know, I was like, I showed it to my husband and I was like, oh my God, I'm so excited. Like, you can totally see that it's a horse. And he was like, oh yeah, there's his eye. I'm like, that's not, and I was like, that's not his eye, it's his nose, but thanks. I think this is his cheek here. So it's coming along. This is going on hiatus for December, because birthday month. And I have like all these starts, and December's crazy, and every weekend is a holiday party, and you know, all that. So, but I will come back to that and continue with my 300 stitches a weekend in January for the full coverage fanatics, 1,200 stitches a month by the numbers challenge. So my plan is to do 300 stitches every weekend to make 1,200 stitches a month to keep up with the challenge. And I'm also going to use it for Year of Whips and try and get a couple pages done. So that is it for whips, but I have some new starts to show you. The first one is called the Stitching Tree. I don't have a picture. This is a PDF design. I don't have a picture of what it looks like, but I will link. I will link to the designer below so you can see. I will link to the designer. I will insert a link below of where you can buy the pattern so you can see what it looks like. But this is what I have so far. So I got the trunk all finished, and I've started on this row here. So if you're not familiar with this pattern, the trunk is cross-stitched, and then there's several different sections of leaves, all of which are different specialty stitches. So I can't remember the name of the specialty stitch. I think it starts with an S. I'm sorry, I'm tired. But basically it's like a giant cross stitch over another rotated 90 degrees cross stitch over 4. That's not helpful. Maybe I'll also write the name of the stitch below. But so I'm stitching this on, picture this plus chrysalis. Right? Is this chrysalis? Hang on. Picture this plus 32 count chrysalis Lugana, which is this kind of very pale green color. And I'm using leftover threads from a Jeanette Douglas design I did last spring, the Vimy Ridge sampler, and I have threads left over from that pack. So the tree is stitched in Gloriana's, the trunk is stitched in Gloriana's Ironwood, which is this really pretty variegated brown, and I tried to, you know, bounce around with my stitches so that it wouldn't be striped. And then I'm using Autumn Arbor from Gloriana for the leaves so far. I might also use some other green colors. We'll see, but as of right now, I'm only using Autumn Arbor, which is this really pretty green and yellow and red color. And that's also left over from the Vimy Ridge sampler. Losing light out there, so hopefully I should pick up the pace. The next thing I started was Lizzie Kate's Cat Lessons for People. You guys have seen this before. I have the smallest, it's the least impressive start ever on there. That's it. And I'm doing this all in color and cotton colors instead of the called for, I think it calls for crescent colors and Weeks Dye Works, but I'm doing it all in color and cotton colors, besides this white, which is a Threadworks color. That's all I have so far. And then I also started Kathy Barrick's Cat and Mouse. I'm stitching this on 32 count Lagana from Picture This Plus in the color Mellow. And this is what I have so far. His adorably, he's like a weird expression on his face, right? He's got this like embarrassed look. You know, maybe he's embarrassed because he ate an entire farm, like including the birds and the trees. Or is he embarrassed because the mouse got away? I don't know. But anyway, this is what I've got so far. So basically I'm starting all of these things because I want to be able to use them as Year of WIP projects, because a lot of these patterns I've been sitting on for almost a year now, you know, where I've purchased, and I want to get them finished. I bought them because I like them and I want to get them up on my wall, and so I'm kind of using Year of WIPs as a way to do that. And so I'm using this month as an excuse to start all the things so that I can use them for Year of WIPs, and you know, next year I'll finish all the things, maybe. Yeah, right. Okay, so my next WIP, I'm doing this as a Sal with Margo and hi Margo, and Candy Stitches, and I can't remember who else. Michelle, are you saling? Anyway, we're all supposed to be doing it as a Sal, but based on the Instagram activity, it kind of looks like only Margo is making any progress on it. But Cross Stitch Nation by Heartstring Samplery. And still on the Q-Snap. This is all I've got done so far. This dress took an entire season 2 of Stranger Things. That's the entire season right there to do this monster of a green dress. I'm stitching this on 40 count linen in, it's vintage country mocha, but because it's 40 count, it's only called country mocha by Zweigart. Because what is more representative? What is more representative? What is a better fabric to do for this, to use for this project? Can I speak English today? I don't know. But I mean, like, what's better than vintage country mocha for something about the cross stitch nation? Come on. It's like the universal awesome fabric of stitchers, right? Because it comes in every count. You can wash it. It's cool. I love vintage country mocha. Made popular by Carolyn Mazzio. You know, just makes me think of Flosstube, so that's why I picked it. And also because the original fabric I was going to use was too small. We'll get to that. But that's where I'm at. I'm going to pick this back up soon, I think, hopefully. I'm using the call for threads and I'm stitching it 1/2 on 40 count. Ooh, the light is going quickly. I'm going to turn on the overheads. And I'm back. So now we have gross overhead lighting. Sorry, it's getting dark in here. Is that like winter? It starts getting dark at 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's awesome. Anyway. The last new start I have, this was a request. So, long story short, my husband is very fortunate in that he has a group of friends who he has been close with since kindergarten, that he remains close with. And every year they get together and around Christmas time and play video games and hang out and, you know, drink beer and fart and do all the guy things that they want to do for like a couple days. And as the years have gone on, the time that get together has shortened in length, you know, because people have gotten married and have kids and, you know, girlfriends and that kind of thing, and it's changed a little. But in any case, they still do this thing every year. And he requested an ornament for that group of people, you know, to hang on the tree this year, based on an inside joke of something that happened last year involving a very angry man at the bagel store, because I guess they bought like all the bagels or something, and some man had a very, very big overreaction to the fact that there was no bagels left. It's one of the, you have to like be there for it to be funny kind of thing, but anyway, so he requested this, and he doesn't request cross-stitch things ever, so I agreed to do it. So I'm just working on this little ornament. It is a bagel, if you can tell, with cream cheese on it, and it has eyeballs, and it's going to have some angry eyebrows. And I'm not sure if I'm going to put some text. Well, I probably don't know if I have enough fabric for text. Just using this little offcut, so we'll see what I squeeze in there and how I finish it. But this is what I've been working on. I've been using, the bagel is stitched in DMC variegated 4072, which is just kind of this, if I can get it out of the bag, it's like toasted yellow color to give it like a toasted look, because in my opinion, if you're going to put cream cheese on a bagel, you just toast it. But, you know, that's a hotly debated topic here in Brooklyn. And then, oh my god, is this a lot of B5200. I have been stitching B5200 for days, I feel like. But it's an easy travel project because I'm just kind of filling in the cream cheese right now, and I don't know, hopefully I'll have it done in a couple days, or at least before we leave for the holidays. So I think my needle minder is from Tonya's sewing room. She's got great needle minders for like $1. In her, I'll link her below. She has a Flosstube channel too, but she has an Etsy store where she has dollar needle minders, and a lot of them are great. A lot of them are Disney themed too. So that's that. So that's it for new starts. What is that, like 5 new starts? And there's going to be more, because I'm going to start something else tonight, and I'm starting Bum Bears for my birthday, and I don't know, I'll probably start another few things before you see me in January. I am ready for Year of Whips, guys. I am starting all the things this month so that I can finish half of all the things next year. That makes sense, right? So that leaves us with haul. Well, first let's talk stitchy kindness. I got a little stitchy kindness. Dawn, hi Dawn, from Frosty X Stitch, sent me a Christmas card. Isn't that beautiful? The little ribbons. This looks to me like something that like maybe Priscilla and Chelsea would stitch, like a cross stitch pattern. I don't know. But she put a lovely note inside, and she also included a needle minder from Kitten Tree Gifts. It's pretty. It's a little snowflake. It looks like she hand stitched this little snowflake on this blue Ada. I love that. and she included some DMC Coloris thread, which I've never seen before, and I'm super excited to use. This is really pretty, this like pink, purple, green color. I love it. So thank you, Dawn. That was really nice. I got this in the mail after coming home from like the longest work day ever. It was such a crummy day where I was outside all day in the cold and everything had gone wrong and I was so grumpy, and I came home at like 2 o'clock in the morning, and this was in the mailbox, and that was so great. It was so great. So thank you. I really appreciate it. And then haul-wise, so I told you my no spend November went okay. I told you in my last video about my Prairie Schooler lot, which I'll show you in a second. I also got on Black Friday, well, it was actually Thanksgiving Day, because I'm a horrible person, and I went to Michael's on Thanksgiving Day at 5 p.m. when they opened and got all the DMC I needed for 2018, with like the exception of 5 skeins or something. I'm a terrible person. I felt really bad for the people working there, but I felt very happy for me that I got it all at a discount. And then because they were so busy, they forgot to charge me for the pair of scissors and the bobbins I bought. So I came out ahead on that one for sure. And I got a couple other Black Friday things that I'll show you. But first of all, let's talk about this Prairie Schooler stuff I got. So this was like, I didn't pay that much for this, and this is like 10 patterns. Some of these I'm going to sell or give away. I have people in mind to send them to. Some of them I'm going to stitch, but I'll show you everything I got. So first of all, I got 3 of these little freebie cards that I guess that they used to hand out. I got this 4 Seasons one. A friend is a gift you give yourself. That's nice. This little welcome house that I love because we live in like a very square looking red brick house in the bottom apartment. So this was some contest they had, but it was a Stitch to Win contest, and this is for breast cancer. It's pretty. Got this goat and the sheep. This is going to somebody. Somebody out there. The cross stitch Santa. Margo, do you have this one? For those of you who don't know, Margo is like celebrating her 2nd Christmas this year, and she's going ham, and she has bought like all the Prairie Schooler Santas. She is Christmas crazed. So you should check out her channel. She's linked below, obviously. Cross stitch Santa. Measure of a Year. That's pretty. It's Christmas collection. Not really my jam. I might stitch the partridge, this one. Look how frilly that pillow is. These stockings are pretty small, stitch count wise. They're mini stockings, that's for sure. What does it say? They're definitely mini stockings. And then I got Summer Breeze. I'm going to stitch this part, and I'm going to leave the summer off because I don't really do seasonal stitching, but I like, obviously I like this beehive. I just really like the colors in that. And then, so this was the reason that I bought the whole lot, this pattern. So this is one of my like unicorn patterns, and I've tried to buy it on eBay a few times. I never see it, and then I have an alert set up for Prairie Schooler with eBay, so every morning at 4 a.m. I get an email with all the list of the new Prairie Schooler listings. And more than once this pattern has been in that email on that listing, and I've seen that email at 7 a.m. and somebody's already bought it at the buy it now price. So I consider everything else a bonus because I would have paid what I paid for the whole lot just for this one. So this is the Bear and the Bees. It's a little guy. It's only 4x6. I love it. It's got bears. It's got bees. It's got a bear running from bees who are stinging his butt. Love it. This might also be a birthday start for sure. So unicorn caught, right? Feels awesome. I'm sure that I way overpaid for this, and please don't, which is why I'm not telling you guys what I paid for it. But, you know, it's out of print. It's hard to find. I'm thrilled. Don't rain on my parade. I think it's hard to find. If it's not hard to find and you've seen it a million places, please don't tell me because I'll be crushed. And then I also I ordered from 123 this, well, story time. I originally was planning on doing Cross Stitch Nation on Barnwood by Picture This Plus, but this piece of fabric that I had was too small. I realized after I went to go start putting stitches in, and then I thought I should double count my math, and I did, and it was too small. So I was like, okay, so I'll order a bigger piece. And instead of ordering a bigger piece of, this is 28 count Lugana. So instead of ordering a bigger piece of 28 count, I was like, oh, I'll just get another 13 by 17 piece of a higher count. So I got it in 40 count. This is Barnwood in 40 count. I wish I had, I've seen it now, but before I bought this, I wish I had watched Stitcherista's video, which I'll also link below, showing the difference in fabric colors when the count changes, because it's not even really showing up how different these look in person as they do on camera, but like this is so much darker. So if you didn't know, I mean, I knew, but I guess I didn't think about it, but there's proof about how when you change the fabric and the count, how the color comes out so different. So this was too dark for Cross Stitch Nation. So, but it's a really beautiful piece of fabric. It's got like, right? That's beautiful. So then I was like, well, now I have this fabric and I don't have anything to stitch on it, so I need to buy a pattern. So in the Black Friday sale for Crazy Annie's, I ordered the birds and the bees from Ink Circles. I think this is going to look great on that. I have to figure out a thread color. I bought a couple dinky dyes, but take them out of the plastic. 90% of this video is me taking things out of plastic. I bought these thinking maybe one of these would look nice, but I don't really, well, maybe. I don't really love them with it. So I think I have to go to Needleworkers Delight in person and look at all their dinky dyes and other silks and whatever, and, you know, or cottons, and pick something for this Ink Circles pattern. Hoping to do that on our way back from Canada if we leave early enough, because also my fabric I ordered is ready and I want to pick it up. And then in that sale from Crazy Annie's, I also got, she has these like sets of classic colorworks that then come with a free pattern to stitch them with. I also got these because I thought maybe one of these would be good for birds and the bees, but they're not. I don't like them for that, but they're nice colors. It's like, there's this thundercloud and stormy night. They came with this cute little freebie rain pattern. So maybe I'll do that someday. And then crinkle, 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 crinkle. Finally, I did get my threads from Color and Cotton. I'm not going to show them to you because that was a long time ago and everybody else has shown them already. But I got my fabric of the month. This is 32 count Joblin in Treasure Map. The problem with the overhead light is that it like does this weird thing where it changes the color temperature of the video whenever I hold something. Now I'm orange, now I'm blue, now I'm orange, now I'm blue. Anyway, this is lovely. It's a really nice neutral color, and this is actually like the color I've been looking for a couple projects. Funnily enough, this was the color I was trying to achieve when I tea dyed the linen for Cat Lessons for People, which I guess I didn't talk about, but all over the place, sorry. This was 40 count Zweigart Mallow, which is like a gray color. And so I tried to Priscilla and Chelsea / Vanna tea dye it, and I was going for this color, and it came out, well, it's not as nice. It's also super wrinkled now. Okay, that's it. But anyway, I'm excited about this fabric. It's really nice. Okay, so if you guys have made it through this crazy, hopped up on DayQuil, all over the place, convoluted video, awesome. Thank you. Congratulations. I'm doing a giveaway. I was gonna wait till I hit 500 subscribers to do this, but in celebration of birthday month and of turning 30, I'm gonna give away 3 things. So usual rules apply. Please be over 18 or have your parents' permission. Please do not mention giveaway in the comments, and you must be a subscriber. Sorry. I'm gonna check. So you can enter for all 3 things, but you'll only win 1, and I will ship anywhere. So the first thing I'm gonna give away, I wanted to do something winter themed since we're in December, and December is birthday month. And so it's gonna be Heart and Hands, the ABCs of Snow. This is really cute, I think. I haven't stitched this, but I think it's cute. So if you're interested in this, then please just comment below something about snow. Tell me how you feel about snow. Do you love snow? Do you hate snow? Do you have a love-hate relationship with snow like I do? If you've never seen snow because you live in live in somewhere like Australia or somewhere tropical or somewhere awesome like that, I'm jealous, and tell me you've never seen snow. Just say something about snow and I'll know you want to enter for that. The second thing is, because it's me, you gotta have something cat themed and you gotta have something sugar themed. So I'm gonna pass the stash on ice cream cats. Well, ice cats, but this is a fun one. You can see this complete in my first video. If you want to enter for ice cats, tell me what your favorite flavor of ice cream is. If you, in case you're wondering, my favorite flavor is mint chip. I could eat Talenti Mediterranean mint chip all day, every day for the rest of my life and still not have enough of it, in case you cared. But tell me what your favorite flavor of ice cream is. If you are a crazy person and don't like ice cream, you can still enter. I don't think we can be friends, but you can still enter the giveaway. Just tell me you don't like ice cream and maybe explain to me why that is, because I can't even imagine my life without it. And the third thing is I will give away a $30 US dollar, so whatever the conversion is for wherever you're at, gift card, a $30 gift card to the online or brick and mortar store if they do it, LNS of your choice. So 123 Stitch, or maybe so-and-so if you're in the UK, or if you have a local needlework store and I can call them on the phone and get you a gift card without having to drive there in person, or I can do it on their website, that's great. So whichever store of your choice is, I will give you 30 American dollars to shop at. And so if you want to be entered for the gift card, just tell me below what your favorite online, or if it's not online, if you have a brick and mortar store that does gift cards, just tell me what your favorite store is that you would want a gift card for $30. And that's it. So I'll keep this open until January 1st, and I will announce the winner sometime after that. So that's everything. So thank you guys so much for sticking through this with me. Have a very happy holiday season. I hope you guys spend a lot of time with your friends and family. I hope you get some extra stitching in, and I hope you ring out 2017 and go into 2018 the way you want to do it. I can't believe the year's over, you know? So I will see you guys next year, I think. Is probably the next time I'll see you. So yeah, take care guys. Bye.